Can you hear me now?
Welcome to Two Gents, where two seasoned gents take on the hard truths of life, success, and responsibility. In a world where the rules don't bend for us, these gents believe in doing the work, owning the struggle, and inspiring others to take action. So, pull up a chair.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Two Gents Podcast. We got double mic. We got somebody got a double mic out there because I can hear myself in the background. But anyway, somebody got their stuff up too loud. I can't hear. But anyway, this is Two Gents Podcast. I can hear myself in the microphone. So what we're gonna do is just kind of take it easy. I'm gonna take my voice down just a little bit. So,
Ron, I see two of me over here somewhere.
It's only one of you.
I see two of me, man.
That's the problem.
I see three images of me.
Wow.
All right, hold on. I'm going to log out there and come back in.
Okay. I only see one of you. Pastor Riggins, how are you doing tonight?
All of us like that, man.
Let me go back to let me just see if I can change
this. You got everybody on there twice.
See it now? Is it better?
Yeah.
Is it better?
Well, you still got all of us on there twice.
I'm gonna remove Byron over here.
Riggins.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
You didn't answer my question, man, in the text.
Well, I was working, man. Well, here's the deal.
Well, you get out of work.
I've been preaching this for years, man. That's what the Bible says. Wars and rumors of wars is the beginning of sorrows. The end is not here yet. But it does say that unless God shorten the time, no flesh should be saved because we'll destroy ourselves.
So what you saying, Riggins?
I'm saying that this is what we expected out of Matthew, the 24th chapter, and also out of Revelation, where there's chaos in the world based on that pale horse. You know, death, destruction, wars because of greed. Because it's all about the oil. It's all about, in this case, Trump trying to cover up what he's done. Epstein, and Israel's part of that. Israel knows what Trump did. All the other countries in the world and everything that Trump did. And so now he's almost like being used, like blackmailed, for to expose him on the world scene. And they can expose him on the world scene, even though his Justice Department don't want to expose him. And a lot of that had to do with Epstein was money laundering and also the pedophilia on the side.
Man, I see three of me out there, but Riggins, couldn't one conclude that, there's chaos going on in the world every day?
Yeah, no, but when you have there's major wars going on in what they call the Middle East, which is really part of Africa, North Africa, when the major countries of these days, the superpowers, it's just a signal of the beginning of the end. We can die physically before it all happens, but this is nothing new. That's happening. He created this war, fabricated by tearing up the agreement that Obama had with Iran, and then slow rolling it to the war. And then the neighbor was lying. He was on this press conference lying, talking about Obama was sending planes of cash, plane loads of cash to Iran. Just making up stuff, man. Just making up stuff. He's like an old uncle sitting around a fireplace or campfire somewhere just making up lies, but he got the nuclear codes in his hand.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that we always got to look at is that this war was scheduled to happen before it even happened. It was just something that had been put off for years, and it just so happened that he lit the fire right up under those guys at the right time and lighting the fire up under those guys. I can't get myself right in this.
Hey, but Ron, I'm gonna say you being too laid back on this one. You have to look at what's going on, man. Netanyahu, I can never say his name right.
Netanyahu.
I'm gonna say it 3 times. Netanyahu is a criminal. He was about to go on. He's a criminal. He was about to go on to trial whenever the people from Palestine attacked them. What's the name of that group again that attacked them from Palestine? Hamas. And he dragged that war out. Even though Biden was telling him not to, he was dragging it out for two things. Number one, can he drag it out long enough to stay off a trial? Can he drag it out long enough to hopefully that Trump will win? And Trump did win. Okay, now put him in a prime position. Now, Trump comes in with 34 felonies and facing criminal activities that's beyond, even Jack Smith says if Trump is out of office, he's going back to try the stuff that Trump did as president the first term. And in between that, and then all the stuff with Epstein. So these guys are like, just like if you have a mafia in a city somewhere, except now they have the power of their country behind them. Let's go and bomb Iran. Iran not doing anything wasn't doing anything to us. Iran are people of color. Let me say it again. Iran are people of color as far as Trump is concerned. And Iranians are Muslim, Shiites, not Sunnis. Iraq is Sunnis, they're Shiites. We're supposed to be Christians. So, but this is not what the Bible says. Our kingdom is not of this world. You don't go fight a Christian versus a Muslim in the name of God. You fight. This is another form of racism and greed, because the most important thing is oil. See how the gas prices went up by 60 cents in one day?
Yeah, but Pastor, you know, it's more to it than that. And the only reason why I say it's more to it than that is because those tankers that go out and fill up those gas, those things, those tanks that's in the ground, that gas was already in there. The prices were the same price that they paid for that was already paid for. So
but the prices are based on future. See, I understand that nothing. The whole ideal of they're placing prices based on the market, which the market is based on the future. Stock market is crashing, oil prices going up. It's greed. You're right. It's not costing us nothing. It's because no more than what was the oil in the ground, but the greed of it all. The greed of it all. Okay, we at war. You remember the Iran Contra scandal? The hostage situation, the Iran hostage situation, which you had in your write-up. Gas was 25 cents a gallon, 35 cents a gallon, and then the hostages came in. Mm-hmm. Gas up to $1. I'm a kid then. I was preteen. And what we did, well, lines and lines of people in 1979, lines in 78, lines and lines of people around the block trying to get gas. For $1 at that time, that was high. Mm-hmm. All behind the fact that hostages, and guess what, something I found out today or yesterday? All the black hostages were sent home. All the black African Americans were sent home.
Yeah, they were.
See, that's why it's all about race. See, man, racism is not just about Black American slavery. It's worldwide. That's why they didn't like Bad Bunny. It's a worldwide. The barbarian. I don't care what people say about me when I say this. The barbarian was the last civilization. The barbarian was the last civilization. You Europeans. And they want to dominate the world. The first was going to last, and last was first. The first civilization was people of color.
Riggins.
All this is all related. When you have a racist, greedy, evil, corrupt, criminal running a country, I mean, that's war crimes right now. According to the Constitution, only Congress can declare war. He can't. It's illegal war right there because Congress not declare war on Iran. I don't care how much you like the military. I don't care how much you support the people fighting and all this stuff. Because there are people that's from America. The actual war itself is a criminal, illegal war.
Pastor, I'm gonna tell you something, and I know a lot of people that's not going to agree with me. Go ahead, Glass, because I can hold my comment.
No, I was just going to tell Riggins that I don't know if it was the Grand Ayatollah, whoever, but what he said was why he freed the blacks was that he didn't want to oppress people that were already oppressed. I'm sending them back to the country.
Yes. Ron, I know you fought the military, man, and I'm behind. I'm gonna support the military people because they actually are doing what they were asked to do, but they actually do something that they're fighting a war that's illegal.
Pastor, I'm gonna say this, and this is what I'm gonna say. This war, Iran has funneled money to take out Americans ever since I've been alive. They have funnel money. Those IUDs that those guys rolled over in Afghanistan and different places around the world. Iran was funding that project. You understand what I'm saying? So if Iran is funding it, I don't give them a hand up, because you can do stuff under the table that's worse than stuff that you put on the table.
But what I'm saying, Ron, is this: if we know this, if you know this, and I know this, so every morning classified sheets come out to all the Congress and everything.
Mm-hmm.
The Constitution of the United States says this: the Congress must declare war on Iran. In other words, we don't let somebody come in and illegally start a war.
Let me go right here. We may not declare war, but we wasn't in war when he reached out and touched those people over there. We wasn't in war. He has that ability to do it. Let's not confuse the two. He has the ability to do that. He doesn't have to go to Congress for everything. And I think that's where we get mixed up. I'm telling you, he did it.
Hold on. No, Riggins. What the president can do, the only way that he can go around Congress is if he can declare or prove that there's an imminent threat at that point.
Thank you.
I think that's what Ron is saying.
Right, but the point of it is there's not an imminent threat. We knew there was no imminent threat.
But what the Supreme Court said is that whoever that president is, which if Obama or Biden or whoever wanted to declare, which they didn't, and I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm just putting it out there that and I didn't know this until I went and fact checked it myself. Yes, if any president can find ways and means to determine that it is an imminent threat, which the slickster that we have is capable of doing that. But they didn't say there was an imminent threat. They said that they were in war, which in that case is a violation.
Right. What it is that Israel is saying, Netanyahu is saying he feels threatened. And Trump saying, okay, I'll go with you.
Because they have American assets within those waters over there. It wasn't like you guys. It wasn't like just a minute, Pastor. Let me just say something. Those ships that was going through their straits, Iran was attacking them in the straits. So if they disrupting the gas flow over there, that part of that gas flow comes to us.
So Ron, let me ask you this.
Just say that he went over there. He just closed his eyes and say, "I'm going to Iran." He didn't do that.
So
there
Ron,
was a reason why he was over there. Why they was over there in the first place.
Ron, let me ask you this. At any point in time, whether we like them or not, does another country have a right to defend themselves against aggressors and oppressors?
All countries have a right to defend themselves against oppressors and aggressors.
So has America not been aggressors and oppressors throughout the tenure of their history?
I think the name of this show is the World Police. That's the name of the show, because we always want to go out and play the World Police, and then we have that little silly country, and I mean silly little country called Israel that's always involving us in something that we shouldn't be in. Always.
So let me back all the way up. So Ron, tonight I'm gonna tell you the premise of what I'm trying to say. If Martin Luther King Jr. was alive, I believe he would say the same thing I'm saying. Same reason why he didn't want to be in Vietnam. Israel was set up by the United States and Great Britain for one reason: to get the oil out of what they call the Middle East. World War II, George S. Patton went across North Africa and said, wait a minute, this continent is not full of apes and gorillas and lions and bears. It's full of oil, gold, diamonds, and silver. But we've got to cut off the oil part from the rest of the continent. So in 1947, they built the Suez Canal and say no longer is Egypt, Iran, Iraq, and Israel called Africa anymore. It's called Middle East and Syria and Jordan. And then we set up the state of Israel and said it's biblical. And the Bible says, and since Barron started off with Matthew 24, it's called the abomination of desolation. Israel is the abomination, the state of Israel by the United States, because God don't need 6,000 years or 7,000 years later for America, United States, and Great Britain to set up what he called Israel. It's called the abomination of desolation. They set up
Let me just say this, Pastor, real quick. Rihanna, we see you out there. Keep commenting. Anybody else who wants to comment, we'll make sure that your comments come.
And so based on that, they say, okay, we set our assets over there. We set our army over there. We set our military over there. We want one thing. We want the oil. We'll fight with whoever we need to fight against to get the oil. We'll buddy up with Saudi Arabia, whether they do crooked stuff or not. We'll get with Iran for a while, get with Iraq for a while. We'll play cards on the table. We'll do away with Gaddafi. We'll do away with Saddam. And now we want to do away with the authoritarian command. Because what? Anybody that says America, stay away from the resources over here, we get mad at them. We say, and then we say, they're threatening our assets. They're threatening our interests. No, they're threatening our greed. I'm a human being. I'm American, but I'm also a human being. And I'm a black human being. And somebody of color, I don't want nobody, a white man, stealing and killing anything in the name of God or America, and I'm going to support it. I'm not going to do it. I stand up on myself.
I'm not asking you to support it.
I don't support America in this. I don't.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask you to support it, Pastor. But here's what I'm going to ask you. If that country is killing GIs and they're not even a part of the situation that's going on, if that country, see, America attacked them, Israel attacked them, but here Iran comes back and they want to drop bombs on every country that's over there. So if you
attacking them, we have no business being over there. We have no business, no GI, no America should even be in the Middle East, period. From the beginning is what I'm trying to say.
When they attack Dubai, you saying that's all right. Dubai and the United Arab Emirates didn't have anything to do.
No, we should.
And then plus, wait, just a minute. And then plus, all those countries over there wouldn't even let America take off from their country. They say, no, we're not going to be a part of this. And they wouldn't let them use the air bases. But instead, Iran coming back and say, hey, you know what? I'm going over and I'm just going to attack Israel. They decided that they're going to attack people that didn't even want to be a part of it.
Too bad.
You have to look at the whole picture.
Whose fault is it? TRUP. He started. It's his fault. Who started it? Put somebody on trial. They're gonna put Trump on trial. He started. You know what?
Who started the war?
I come on the school bus, Ron. You come on the school bus, and you come on the school bus, I come on the school bus. I'm gonna be the one that's bad, and I come up to you and punch you in the face for nothing. And then you get mad and start hitting me and all my friends. They're going to say, Ron, why you say, well, everybody I know that's associated with Riggins, I got mad and started hitting them. I had no business messing with you. I'm not going to give them. I'm not going to give. Iran is not doing nothing but defending their right to not be attacked by everybody.
Let me just say this. Pastor, I'm going to tell you something. I don't care if they attack the American military stuff that's out there. I don't have a problem with it. But when you start attacking people that's not even a part of what's going on, and you dropping bombs on you intentionally telling them what you're doing, that's a problem, because that's not war no more. That's somebody. And let me tell you what's going to end up happening. What's going to end up happening is all those countries going to turn against Iran, and when they go into it, they're going to justify what he's doing because they wasn't a part of it. They clearly said that they wasn't a part of it. So this is going to end up falling in his favor because they did that.
Hey, Ron, what I'm saying is this, though, Ron. If you have a problem with them attacking those people, for the first point, I have a problem with Trump even starting it. That's what I'm saying. If you have a problem with attacking those people, what in the heck did Trump have to do go to attacking Iran? In the name
how do you feel that he started? Hey, Chad, how you doing? I'm going to bring Chad made a comment out here. Thanks for listening to the show, Chad. But how do you feel that he started? Come on, Pastor. I'm gonna let you take that one.
Iran feels as though if you're not with us, that's right. That's what he said. He was saying, listen, Iran feels, you have to understand this. They're surrounded by all these people. And they're saying, wait a minute, if you're not going to help us out against the United States, then we're going to come out swinging against everybody. That's all what Chad is saying. And that's what I would do. If you come and Chad, I'm going to tell you right now, Ron, if you walked on the bus and hit me in the face, everybody I think is connected with you, I'm going to keep on fighting until I get some kind of something from me. Because you had no business hitting me in the face for nothing.
But here's the deal. What if I walked on the bus and I hit you, Pastor, and nobody else hit you but me?
Look, if I
you
think
gonna jump on everybody on the bus?
No, if everybody on that bus, I think it's your friend. I think it's on your side. Because remember, this is not. They know these people been doing business with the United States.
But here's what they did, Pastor. You got to admit this. They say from the beginning. They say, "I'm not a part of whatever is going on with them, with Israel and America. I'm not a part of it. So I don't want to be involved in it. I don't need any of that." And they say it clearly. They wouldn't even let them land airplanes. So how are you going to send bombs to there? You want me to tell you what it was? They couldn't send bombs nowhere else. So they attacked them to get them involved in it. And now they shut down all the oil that's coming out of there, and Saudi Arabia then shut down everything that they was doing. So tell me how effective that was. Basically, and I'm gonna tell you, and you may not believe this, and I'll allow you to have your opinion, but I guarantee you before it's over with, Iran's gonna be a victim of everything that's over there.
Hey, Ron, on Sunday, Iran was talking to Russia. Mess around, Russia on their side. We're going to World War III.
Hey, Riggins, I tend to go this way. See, bullets every now and then they meet their match because other people end up ganging up. And what I feel is this: 2/3, 2/3 of the world are people of color. Mm-hmm. Okay, and you can say what you want to say about Iran, like Minister Farrakhan said. They've been sitting there for years, hadn't been bothering nobody, hadn't been doing nothing, and all of a sudden they've been isolated. Now, I think there's rules to war, but to those people, it's no rules because they believe that the ultimate sacrifice is taking out whoever it is that they need to take out. So, Riggins, I see both of you guys' points, but at the end of the day, hey man, all I can tell you is this. Is that sometimes it ain't what you think it should be. It's going to be what it is. The reality is these people are fighting for themselves. Because I think we have people that this man that's in office feels superior to everybody that's living in this world. Okay, and this fictitious country that they've set up in 1948 or whatever the case may be, they're not protecting them. They're protecting their own interests. And this is Israel's war. We're just carrying it out for them.
Look what the man said right here. Trump has no problem breaking international law.
That's Rihanna.
That's the truth. Trump has no problem breaking international law, man. I'm not going to today. If you say, Riggins, whose side are you on this war? Iran side. I don't care about being in the United States. See, all this stuff about, say, can you see? I don't care how much you sing it. If you not living it, I don't want to hear about it. I want to hear about it. Say, can you see what? Crap. That's me saying the SH word. Ain't nothing but a bunch of crap up there. And he crapping on himself and and using on himself by sitting up there.
Pastor, go ahead and read Chad's thing. Go ahead and read Chad's thing because I'm going to take you down the notch tonight.
Trump feels the same way. Spain refused to allow the U.S. to use the military base. Now Trump cuts our trade with them, so that's the same thing. He made a deal today. Spain wouldn't let us use the thing, so I don't want to retaliate against Spain. You start him. He's like a mafia. He's like a mafia guy. If you're not going, I'm going down the streets of New Jersey, up down the streets of New York, and I want to take this territory on the west side of New York. But if you ain't gonna let me come through your property, I'm gonna run over you. That's the same kind of stuff he's doing. There's no there are no rules. There's no honor among crooks and thieves. And Trump is a bona fide crook, thief, and everything else. Hey, I'm very glad he's loving this. He's smoking that cigar. He's loving it because he knows.
That's what the discussion is supposed to be about. We're supposed to talk.
2015, I prophesied over and over what Trump was going to do, and he's doing it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, it wasn't that hard to prophesy because he's been doing it all the time that he's been in there. And I'm gonna tell you, as I look at Trump, I'm gonna say it for you, Pastor. He's just taking us into a place that we don't want to be. It ain't no stopping it now. We already in there. It ain't no coming out. Once you start drawing blood, that's it. But here's the thing. It's on their grounds right now. For just right now, it's on their grounds. See, we don't see in America. Wait. Just let me finish. See, in America, we don't know about these. We don't look for these. We haven't seen these images on the block. We haven't seen these images on the block where fire has taken out, destroyed cars and everything like that. We haven't seen those images yet. But when we see those images, then we'll wake up. Other countries see this. This is like every day when they wake up, Pastor.
Let me tell you something, man.
And we say,
first they're gonna hit us Alaska, and then they coming for Portland and Seattle. I'm telling y'all, you people, we sleeping. They don't want us to wake up. Don't be woke. We sleeping, and we're not sleeping on the level they think we're sleeping on. They think we're sleeping about DEI. They want people to sleep about DEI and cultural stuff. No, we're sleeping on the world. And we're sleeping. And when we get hit, when we get rocked, then everybody gonna be crying. But then you gotta fight. Then we're gonna have to fight to try to. How many cities can we save? I mean, where do we run to and not get hit? We sleeping.
Pastor, I'm gonna tell you something. You know, me and you have good discussions. But I'm gonna tell you something. If Russia or China decide to help Cuba, we can say it's over with then.
Yes, sir.
Because Cuba is 90 miles away from anywhere.
Yes, sir.
The fight that's going on over there in the Straits is long away from us. Most of the fights that the U.S. have fought has been way away from us. But if Cuba and Russia decide that they want to help, if Russia and China decides that they want to help Cuba, and Trump got this little blockade out there, you know what? That's when you should start worrying. That's when you start getting your
want to go to Cuba now?
Under the bed and putting them on your bed. Because I'm gonna tell you, that's when it's over with. Because see, we're discussing stuff that's happening everywhere. That's happening somewhere else besides this country. But as it gets closer to this country, and eventually Trump is getting us to a point where it's gonna be where we're gonna be right there. They're gonna be fighting in our backyard. Hey, Pastor, take this one.
Let's be real. This is over natural resources that Trump wants. That's right. That's why he went after Nigeria, Venezuela, Iran, refused to be bullied out of their resources. Trump claims it's over democracy. We've been fighting equality in the United States forever. So how can you claim you're fighting for right to other folks? Another country has to have freedom. That's what I've been saying. Chad, thank you, sir. Let me tell you what. I've been saying this for years. When they were trying to about, we're gonna try to free Iraqi freedom, and Afghanistan. No, that's you hide behind that word freedom, and you don't bring the people no kind of freedom. You want one thing. That's what the Avatar movie is about. That guy that does the Avatar movie is a Democratic guy. He's a Democrat, deep political guy. And the black stuff up on the tree is oil. Every little thing you watch those movies, it's talking about how they stole Native American lands, or we go steal oil from people, and we holler up top, we try to bring somebody some freedom. No, we want what they have. We want what they have, the resources, we want the money, and on the backside of this, Trump is the prime candidate of it because he's also trying to protect his back end on what he did. Instead of him going to jail or paying the price what he did in the Epstein files, he'd rather see all of America suffer instead of him owning up to taking his licks, what he did. I'm being honest. That's how I look at it.
Riggins, I just got a text that say Riggins is hot tonight. The trail ride must have had the saddle hot for.
Yes, sir. I come back sunburned. My everything, all my muscles are tight. And but Trump, no man.
You said it right, Pastor. You said it right. The word that you bumbled over was my butt. My butt was. When we talked to Pastor on Wednesday night, I'm gonna tell you, my hat went off to him when he started talking about
last Tuesday night,
and he was talking about how many miles that he had ridden and all the rest of that. Y'all don't know, when we got off the air, Pastor was trying to get that horse put up so he could get some rest.
No, I had to go bring the horse back and bring the horse back, go pick up another 2 horses. I didn't get to bed till 1 o'clock that night.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah.
Ron, can I change the subject just a little? Something that's probably as important, if not as important, because it has significance to change what the Senate may look like. What is the election looking like with Conyon, Paxson, Jasmine Crockett, and all those? I've seen Steve Kornacki.
Hey, Chad, if you out there, give us an update on that. Rihanna, Chad, if you out there, give us an update on that.
First of all, Dallas County got to vote till 9 o'clock tonight. Yeah, but I also had a homegirl, Riggins. You knew her from the college that we went to. She said that when she was in there voting, there was a lady who was coming and bringing all of the Republican people in front of them to vote. And they were telling them that something was wrong with the machines that had Dems on one side and Republicans on the other side. I've never seen that before. You know why? Because in the early voting, the Dems outvoted the Republicans almost 2-1. And so now, we're hoping that if that's the case, that they are voting for a Dem. There are a lot of Dems who don't necessarily subscribe to what's going on, so they're still supporting this other person or whatever. But like Ron here in the state of Louisiana, see coming up in a few months, I can't vote because I'm not affiliated with a party. I have to submit something, and then once I vote for that, I can't change my vote down the road. I have to vote for that party again. I don't like it. Yeah. And that's, let me tell you. Go ahead, primary. Somebody talking about me voting in primary. I'm an independent. But you can't vote in Louisiana now unless you register. You can't do that in Texas. I can't vote in Texas in primary, but that's why I'm gonna vote in November. I'm an independent. Yeah, you can't vote in Texas because they gave me a little card. I was looking for it that say that if I vote Democrat right now, right, I'm stuck in the Democratic Party. So it's no different than. Right. I'm gonna try to get this up here so y'all can see it. Because so Riggins, if you don't vote in the primary, how are you going to be able to help the candidate that you want to win the primary to get to the general election? It's just the price I pay right now. Well, no, yeah, and that's that's not a question to you. It's the same thing that I'm struggling with here now. I got out of the party. Tyron from Baton Rouge is the same way. He texts and say, Baron, what do we do? So my thing is, I don't want to be affiliated with any party. Me either. Okay, because I don't like either one of them. So, but I do like certain candidates from one side or the other. Now, I would never be considered an R. Yeah, I may have one or two conservative values, but and I'm not a liberal. I'm just a person that looks at right versus wrong and reality versus something that's not. You see that? A judge ordered Democratic polls in Dallas County to stay open 2 more hours because they had them. What they tried to do was confuse them. They had them running to the wrong locations, and they had to redirect to other locations. And so then a judge said, "No, y'all can vote till 9 o'clock tonight." I saw it on the news tonight. Yeah. The other thing I want to make clear, because the Glass always does this for us, and he changed the subject. But see, tonight we started off talking about the war that was going on. We wasn't even talking about the midterm elections. This is the war right here, the midterm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. The war is here, and he's distracting us by putting us. He could have waited till after the midterm elections, primaries were over, and then start a war with Iraq. But he did it before time to offset Epstein stuff that was coming out and to offset these primaries. But I'm gonna tell you something, and you may not believe this, but where I go across 2 election places to pick up my grandson. It was so many people out there voting.
I just couldn't believe it. I said, man, because the first day I went there, it wasn't that many people. When I went to vote, it wasn't that many people. And then the next day, because I have to go to pick up my son, I told you I drive across 2 election places going to pick up my son. It was people out there I had never seen the likes of. It was like they was giving away something for free, but they was all standing in line waiting to vote. Standing in line.
Ron, you had to commit to the Democratic Party because you had to vote the primary.
Yeah.
And he had to vote in the general the same
I'm
way.
not right. I'm not going to commit to no party.
Well, it's just for that election.
It's right there. Democratic Party, Democratic Party convention notice.
Yeah, Rick, it's just for that party cycle. It's not for the duration.
Let me. Hey, y'all, we got a lot of comments coming in, so help me. I'm gonna put them up. Okay, we already seen that. In Texas, we know that Chad put up something too. The last time I saw, I don't know how accurate it was, but Tarico, 52%.
Yeah,
God.
But I don't think Dallas County had come in yet.
Dallas County ain't come in, and see, Dallas County come in at 9 o'clock when they close. That's how stronghold.
When does Harris come in? Because Harris has a lot of black voters too.
Yeah,
now
we don't know how many percent of the vote was in, but he just said what he saw. But I'm telling you, when Dallas County come in, if she that close, positive D says good to know that people are voting.
Yeah. Go ahead, Pastor. But
if she that close, when Dallas County come in, she ought to win.
And I don't know what y'all got going on out there in Dallas County. If they haven't counted the vote and they allow you to go to 9 o'clock, I don't know if they did it. If that was in Houston too.
Well, no, it's only in Dallas County. It came on the news.
Y'all should be running to the polls to help this young lady out. She represents you. Actually, she represents every young girl in America that wants to grow up and be somebody, a politician. She represents them. She did everything right. We say the same thing about Kamala Harris, Pastor. So I know you're going to agree with me.
Yeah.
She dotted her I's, crossed her T's. She sacrificed. She went to colleges. She actually graduated from the university. What's that? Her legal degree is from here in TSU, I think. So I'm just telling you, she made the sacrifices. You can't take that away from her. Chad, I see you out there. Yes, there are lights still open. See, that's what I was saying. We have to get out and we have to make that change. That's the reason why we started this thing. We didn't start it for the primaries, we started it for the midterm elections.
Right.
That's what this was all about. And we always say, if we can just persuade one, we're good. So everybody needs to get out and vote if you get an opportunity. I don't know how we could say it any different or what else we can do. Dallas County is voting till
9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Yeah, right. That's it. A judge ordered it.
Yeah, in the state of Texas, we always run up against something. I'm not gonna lie to you. I never, and I'm gonna say it, and I said it last time. I'm gonna say it this time, Pastor. You remember the year that they had us vote straight Democratic ticket, straight Republican ticket.
Yeah.
Democrats had to vote somewhere, and the Republicans had. Then when they found out that all them judges and people like that got elected, the next year they came back and they changed the rules. We gotta stop. We gotta play chess, as Byron always say. We gotta have a seat at the table, but we gotta have a seat at the table with a voice. Am I right, Byron? I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that's what you said. You said, Ron, we just didn't have a seat at the table. I've been listening to you for years, so I can almost verbatim say what you normally say.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing, Rick. Is when we go to the polls, we have to already be prepared. It may not be 5 minutes. It may not be 10 minutes. It may not be an hour. If you reflect back on what the foreparents did, they stood in line from morning to afternoon. For once in our life, we need to make a sacrifice, and that sacrifice now is to change what exists, to bring Jack Smith and all these other people back in. I don't care who's in the Epstein list, who's in the Epstein file, Democrat, Republican, black, white, young, old, rich, or poor. We want to know who's there, and we want to move from this. But this is a grave a travesty for this particular country, and it only shows that the powerful and elite can always outrun the law.
Yes, because they're always changing the rules.
Yeah.
Hey, D, Rihanna says hi. I just want to get that out of there. D, Rihanna says hi. I'm in Dayton County, and they closed at 7 p.m. That's up there near Tarrant County too.
Yeah.
D stays in Dallas, up there near Dallas. So I'm just saying, it's some things that just don't make no sense. They always it's like we get in a race, and we're the rabbit, and they're the tortoise, but somehow they always extend it just a little bit more. You can never finish that race under the same rule.
Ron, but see, you'll see the same people not voting standing in a line at 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning to get a pair of Air Jordan shoes. You'll see the same people sitting, listening to T.I. and 50 Cent go back and forth. But the same people that's spending their energy there won't spend it where it really matters, which is in the voting box, in the voting booth. And for whatever reason, I don't know what it is, what it's going to take, but we have lost our way from what our forefathers fought for and what they left for us to be able to utilize and benefit us for a better life. We have dropped the ball for what they built for us.
Yeah. Chad, tell me, Texas needs Jasmine. She's for the people. She doesn't see color. She sees right and wrong. And when you're wrong, she's not going to be quiet about it. Sweep it under the rug. She's going to address it. That's right.
Absolutely, Chad. Chad, I'm glad to see the young man that's involved in y'all. Y'all may not know Chad, but most of y'all on the trail ride scene out there know Chad. He's a DJ that's out there, and he's been out there for quite some time. I done seen out for you to win, Chad. I done seen out for you to win. I appreciate you listening in, Chad. It's good to know that young people are getting involved in politics and love to talk about things that's going on in the world. We're gonna have to get you in here one day. We're gonna have to get you in here and just bring you into the studio with us. Chad, she said you're 100% right in what you said. That's Rihanna.
Yeah. Rihanna,
yes.
our former producer.
Yeah, she I know what she's doing. She's probably holding her son about right now and trying to get him to go to sleep, and she can't talk loud like she used to. So she's in a different arena, but I'm gonna tell you, she's definitely involved in this. And come on, Pastor.
And waiting for Beyonce new
What you saying? I didn't get that either.
New thing to drop.
Oh, something that
Beyonce new album, whatever, to drop. It doesn't make sense. Just like Barron said, they'll do everything else. They want Beyonce new album to drop. They want to watch. Let me
go get my thing. Y'all go ahead and talk because
but they want to get when it matters. They won't do nothing.
Absolutely, man.
We not all, but the majority of people that look like us are lazy.
We not all, and I'm gonna say it like this: while y'all out protesting Targets, Walmarts, and all the rest of there, there's people within your community that don't look like you, that's raising their kids, sending them off to college on the bucks that you spend right on the corner stores, going to buy the hair and all the rest of that. But y'all want to go out and y'all want to protest Targets and everybody else, but you don't see no people coming in the neighborhood to open up a grocery store or to open and do anything within the neighborhood. But they take that money and they put all their kids to school, and then when their kids get old enough, that store closed down within the community because their kids don't want to come back into there. They done got everything that they want out of it, and they taking care of their parents on the money that they got off of us. That's repeated within the community. But we want to go out and protest Targets. We want to boycott this, boycott that. Those people are giving jobs to people that's coming out of the community. Go into Walmart, tell me how many black employees you see walking around the store. Go into Target and tell me how many black employees you see walking around the store.
What happened with this?
But let me just say this, Pastor. I'm gonna finish. You got to have one thing, and I'm gonna bring his name up, Pastor. And I know you want. We walked all over this week because nobody really got a chance to talk about Jesse Jackson. One thing about Operation Push and Rainbow Coalition and all the rest of them, they had a plan when they went in to finish, to give them something that they could go for to finish. It wasn't like it is now. We just want to say boycott. You can't continue to do that and expect to to get the results out of it, because somebody somewhere is going to go to one of those stores. You might as well just get it in your mind. On the 1st and the 15th, you go in Walmart, I guarantee they ain't in there protesting.
Here's what happened though. Why they tried to protest was this: Target and Walmart, they were hiring blacks by the hundreds of thousands. As soon as Trump won, the Heritage Foundation and Trump administration went to these companies and forced their hand to sign these pieces of paper to them out. We don't want no more DEI. And then that's when Roland Martin and Jamal Bryan, Harrison Bryan, all started saying, well, let's boycott Target because they were hiring all the blacks, but now they got in bed with Trump. But the real thing is you can't keep a boycott going so long until it runs out of steam, until it backfires on you. You got to do one thing, VOTE. VOTE, change the people that's running politics so that DEI or whatever kind of accommodations or whatever kind of equality we need can be put back in place. You know, that's why they call themselves trying to boycott Target, because Target was hiring all the blacks. And then when Trump took office, they was like, well, we don't want to be caught up in DEI. We're going to cut back and scale back. And so our knee-jerk reaction was, hey, let's boycott. But after a while, boycotting is only going to do so much, because you're going to stop by Target at some point to buy something, you know, or go to Walmart to buy something. So then what you need to do is change the system. And the way you change the system is vote.
That's what D just said. Read it at the bottom.
Yeah.
D just what you saying that.
Vote. That's the only way. I know. That's what she's saying.
You know, you vote. We neither one of us, these gentlemen that are sitting here on this air, and anybody that's in our conversation in the chat, we can't change anything. The people that we vote in, the representatives, have to have our best interests, and that's the reason why you vote. You send them out to represent you, and they can go out there and do it. But now it's like in politics, they represent themselves, or whoever can give them the most money. And that's and as you listen to people that have a problem with Jasmine Crockett, it's because she don't fit in she's not a square peg trying to fit in a round hole. Some of those people that we elect, they smooth them edges off on the side, and they try to fit. They fit right in that little hole that's down there. So I'm just telling you, people don't like people that stand up and open up their mouth and say what's on their mind and can back it up with facts. I don't know. That's been since the beginning of time, that they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear a sugar-coated lie and be all right with it.
They don't want you to be too smart for your own parents. That's one reason why if I was in politics, I wouldn't like it, because just like I debate with you guys, imagine me getting to Congress. I'm not going to let you come and do that with any kind of thing. You know, every committee I'm on, every time I take the floor, I'm going all the way in. See, like me, like Al Green, I like what he tried to do, but before I do that, I'm going to organize me about 100 people and say, if they put me out, we're going to all walk out together. I'm not going to just walk out.
The reason why you, Glass, and myself, that we're not Democrats no more,
yeah,
it's that very reason. They can't get a party together to do anything. They have factions within the party that's out there for themselves. They have factions within the party that separate the whole thing. And then eventually when something else comes up, when something comes to the table, they cave. The Republicans ain't got to worry about nobody. They know what the Democrats are going to do. They can get 1, 2, 3, 4 people on the other side. They know that they can get them.
Look at John Fetterman.
You read my mind. And you in Louisiana, how did you know I was going to say that?
Hey, Ron, you know I'm a student of it, man.
I know.
You know, again, Riggins, I think 2012, you know, we realized that the party had no unanimity. Mm-hmm. We realized that the party had no backbone. We realized that the party had no skull. And when Clinton and Obama was running, look what James Clyburn and all those people did back. So
that was 2008. That was 2008.
Yeah, you continue to have, people who they stand, but they're not solid. And see what you knew you had back in the previous era is that all of them wasn't solid, but you knew who was and who wasn't.
Yeah. And you know, it's another thing that escaped us. Glass. I'm gonna push it just a little bit further because I don't want to get off here without talking about it. And you know, we lowered the flags. And Pastor, I don't want you to comment on this. We lowered the flags for a dude that just went to colleges and sit there and talk. We wrote a referenda to just for a dude that went around talking at colleges. But here we had somebody that ran for president in the United States of America, that stood for right and got up and represented people. I know he has his flaws. I'm gonna tell you, some of them he has some flaws, but overall he was a good guy. And you wouldn't let this guy lay in the White House,
in the people's house,
in the people's house that he fought for. And see, we're talking about this war, but we forgot about Jesse. See, I seen the services that they had for Jesse, and I was like, this man that did so much for black people, that did so much for other people, and you mean to tell me that we can't give him the respect? And I refuse, and I don't want to get into another. I changed the subject last. I'm sorry, but I feel like he has to be a part of this conversation, because this Iran crisis is basically making us lose our minds of what's going on. Chad, I got you coming up. Come on, Pastor.
Hate to admit it, but some black people are reaction people. They don't march until something happens. We don't bark out until something happens. You change the system by teaching the new generation to become lawyers, doctors, judges, inventors, landowners like Tyler Perry, and own your own stuff. There's a lot of truth in that. You got to be proactive, reactive. We gotta possess things, not try to just address things.
But Riggins, the only caveat to that is this: is sometimes when we get to that point, then we start treating our own people the same way we complain about the other people treating them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The other thing about that, Pastor, I'm gonna say this: we do need to be doctors, lawyers, and all the rest of that, but we know that everybody's not going to become a doctor or a lawyer. We need to save. We lost a whole race behind saying that we need doctors, lawyers, and all the rest of that. We lost a whole damn race of kids out there, and we wondering how come they're running wild right now. It's because we didn't give them anything to do. Hell, even in these IT centers that they building around the United States, they got to have plumbers. Right. They got to have somebody working.
I talk to kids every day. I said, man, you can go to school for 6 to 9 months. 6 to 9 months and make triple the money I'm making.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But we don't teach that part of it. What we did was, I'm going to tell you what we did. We took that part out of the high school and told them that you got to go to college. And when you go to college, if you can't go to college, what we're going to do, we're going to teach you electricity over here, but you're going to be in debt to this college. For me teaching you electricity when you could have learned it in high school.
Yeah, but all of that was part of the plan, though.
I know.
All of that was part of it.
My dad, he met my mom at Southern University in 1967, and they got married, and he dropped out of school because they got pregnant with me, in January the next year. And he began to work for American Bridge. He was in draftsman in college. Mm-hmm. And then he got laid off and he went to work for Firestone. And eventually Firestone laid off 300-some people. And my dad went and became a licensed electrician, a licensed plumber. Mm-hmm. And worked and had to find jobs. He wouldn't charge the people high. So he was always scrambling. Sent all his kids to school and Pell Grants, loans, all this stuff. After we all went to school, he went back to McNeese and got his teaching degree. They first sent him to Lake Charles, teaching special education. They finally brought him back to Benton High School, and guess what he taught? Electrician and plumbing at high school until he retired.
But that's rare.
That's rare, man. That's rare. But he sent all of us to school. Then went back and got his in his 50s. Come on, about 50-some years old. He got all his stuff, and then he taught. First, he worked at the school as the maintenance man at the school while he sent us to college. And then he went back and then he ended up teaching, like Barron says, Kakashu Barron, let him teach shop at Benton High School, electricity and plumbing. But that's rare.
And Pastor, I wonder how many kids that he saved that was able to go to those chemical plants and go to different places around Louisiana and get a job based on the basic skills that they had. But you take these kids today and you put them out there in the world and you just tell them, go.
Yeah.
They don't have nothing. Most of them can't even read a book.
Yeah.
And
They,
Ron,
they, they, they're cutting up on you in class because they can't read, they can't do arithmetic.
and Riggins,
Go
you
ahead,
can
Chad.
Riggins, you can attest to this. I know here, the vast majority or a high percentage of kids that are in 9th, 10th, 11th, and or 12th grade, they're reading on a 3rd and 4th grade level.
That's right, sir.
Those
Man,
are facts.
I'm at the alternative school. And why they're at the alternative school is because they tear up the regular campus. And the reason why they tear the regular campus is because they can't read and write. So they're bored, but they got to be at school. So they're over there vaping, fighting, acting a fool, vandalizing, doing all kind of stuff. Then they send them over to an alternative school, like put you in timeout to get you away so the people that want to learn to pass the test at the regular school.
Mm-hmm.
And over my school, I'm going through the drug dog, finding vapes on you. Or that you smoking in the classroom and they catching you on camera. I'm coming to get it from you. Because why? You can't read and write.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can cuss me out. You can call me all kind of names. You can rap all kind of cussing rap songs, say all kind of stupid stuff. And I say, okay, now write everything that you was talking about, go write on a piece of paper for me.
Can't do it.
Good.
Can't do it.
But that's the people, and that goes back to what I was saying. That's the people that we putting out into the world, and we telling them that they got to exist. But the world is telling them, "Oh no, you whatever happens, you know." So as we went back to I'm gonna go back to our first show, second show. That's a prison pipeline just waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna eventually do something to go to jail because they don't have nothing to fall back on.
Y'all already at the school, and they're at my school with the ankle bracelet on already.
That's hey. You proving
African Hispanic. They have an ankle bracelet on already. And he'll tell you, I was brought on the other day about how many weeks, how many months he spent downtown, and how many months he spent somewhere else. And so now he only have a few more days in my school because he did his time already. He got the ankle bracelet on already.
But that's honorable to them.
Yeah, to them, right. To them, it's like counting coup. Like if you're Native American and you kill somebody, you know what I'm talking about, having a war, or you was able to attack and win the enemy, you got another feather put in your hat. Having an ankle bracelet on to them is like that, like a badge of honor.
Yeah.
And that's
well, here's what happened. Here's what happened, Pastor, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. What happens is those same kids go out and get somebody pregnant, and they have all them babies. And when they had them babies, the father ain't never had a job, a decent job, ain't never did anything in life. The mother ain't never did anything in life. So either they end up robbing, stealing, and hurting somebody because they didn't get into the system. But if you don't put them in the system, you have to give them an opportunity to come into the system. But if you don't have anything there, and we've been failing at this for a long time, and I'm gonna say it because it needs to be said. One thing I can say about these people that they say it was over here illegal, they was teaching their kids trades.
Yeah.
They was teaching their kids trades. They was taking their kids to their job and they was learning a trade. So if they went to school and they got out, they could take you out to a job site because their father then took them out there and showed them how to build and how to do this. They can exist. Where our kids can't do that. You give a kid a hammer and a nail, he gonna almost nail his hand. He gonna nail a nail in his fingers or something like that. Go ahead and take Chad's thing.
I'm gonna take Chad's thing and I'm gonna say what I have to say.
Yeah.
They stop asking for a seat at the table when our ancestors fought so hard to build us a table to sit all made up by us, right? What Chad is saying is that our ancestors set some platforms that we didn't build on, some foundations we didn't build on. And now we run around talking about we want to have a seat at the table. But let's go back to what you were saying, Ron. These people that are saying illegal or they're trying to get their citizenship, they're landscapers, they're painters, they are concrete finishers, they're carpenters. Like in Acres Home, they're buying up people's land. And guess what? You go through there and they're building all those high rises, gentrifying $300,000 townhomes. And it's all Hispanic guys the one building them.
Also, Riggins.
Huh?
Also, the same people you're talking about, the rich man who trying to get rid of them, they have them working for them.
That's right. And won't pay them right. And then on top of that, so you're gonna have black guys, black kids, they're sitting around talking about the mama working 2 or 3 jobs, or hustling somewhere, and he looking for a $200 pair of Jordans. He want a $500 PC game. He want to cuss out the teacher and cuss out his mama. That's what they do, and they want all the name brand clothes, and they want to look like the latest rap guy on TV, and think they're doing something. No, get your butt up to go to work and become somebody.
Yeah.
That's what the black community is doing. The black community is losing because we're not trying to do anything. Now we'll talk about everybody else, but we're entitled to something. That's what went wrong when we integrated. Is we lost our pride in what we ought to become and who we ought to be. We want the things, we want the trinkets, we want all of the games, we want all of the nice stuff and the name brands, but we don't want to do nothing to get it.
Nothing to get it, but ask mama and dad. Then we want to sit there and push buttons all day and think that we're gonna get paid. And those kids don't realize those kids they living in a different generation. I want to say good evening, Karen and Drew. I know it's late on the East Coast, but I'm glad both of y'all listening in. Been knowing them for about 30 or 40 years, y'all. Karen and Drew. But here's something I want to say. Karen posted something on Facebook about it. I think it was a niece or something that she has that's actually involved in what's going on right now, or eventually is going to get involved in it because she's in the service. You know, it's those type of people that's out there that's going to get involved in this trash that we're talking about that he's started in Iran and everywhere else. So it's a different army, Karen and Drew, than when we were in. It's a whole different army. The commander in chief ain't nothing. The commander in chief ain't absolutely nothing. So you putting your kids in, and Glass said it a while back. He said, Ron said, I wouldn't tell nobody's kids to go into service right now. He said, because they ain't got no leadership. Pastor,
Chad said because these are just a product of social media. Some parents aren't the parents anymore. They're trying to be the child's best friend or the child's friend. They hang out with them, and that's right. I mean, we've lost a generation, and I'm not going to make this religious, but let me tell you what. We just like we say God can't bless America because America doing things as a curse. The black community also can't holler about we want God to save us. We don't want to go see we don't want to go see God. What do you mean? We don't want to go to church anymore. We don't pray. We don't worship. We don't do none of that stuff. We idolize everything else but God. But then we want God to come help us. God not going to help us. We don't help ourselves to get to know who He is. And that's what it is. I mean, there's no more foundation in the family, no more foundation in the community. Reverend Jesse Jackson, may I say it again, he had his flaws, but Reverend Jesse Jackson, Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., Reverend Al Sharpton. No, they're not. You say, well, Pastor, you don't have to be no preacher.
You sure don't, because you're rolling more
out there. There are businessmen, there are politicians like Baron Glass, businessmen like Ron Spice that want to lay a foundation. There ought to be some respect in our community, not the rapper, not the movie actor, not the athlete. They have their place of entertainment, but entertainment only lasts for so long. It only takes your money. It don't give back to the community. What about the folks that out there that's doing the work? That's
Pastor, we're gonna pray for Deal, who's on the ship near Iran. So she hasn't. I don't know, Karen. I don't know if she's a relative. I know she's a relative of yours, but anyway, we're gonna say a prayer for her before we get off the air tonight. And your name is Deal.
One of my pastors, my son in the ministry, his son is in the Air Force, and I know at one point he was out there in Qatar. I don't know where he at right now, but it's dangerous out there.
Rihanna says he has already gotten so many of our service members killed just for his own ego.
And more than the ego, Rihanna, he's hiding. He's hiding from the Epstein files. It's more than ego. He got to kill because he's trying to cover his criminality. That's even worse.
She said it's her daughter-in-law. So
Oh, that DIL. That's what the DIL means. Daughter-in-law.
Okay. All right. We didn't get those acronyms right. I know you're a service member, but I didn't get it right this time.
Shit, Ron, we too old to know them acronyms. I have to tell these kids, you got to tell me what it is. And once you tell me, then I know what it is.
Yeah, I know, because I was. I
100% to what I was saying.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's. Let me tell you something. Here's the thing, Chad. Will one of y'all out there give us an update on what's going on with
I was
Jasmine
just about to say,
Crockett?
give us an update.
Please
Steve
give us an
Kornack
update.
of CNN.
It's not 9 o'clock though. It's not 9 o'clock. That's why it's not 9 o'clock.
Yeah, Regan, but I still want to get an update. I know they got, because they can make a prediction. I'm just kind of curious to see. We always say that we don't have a chance. We don't have a chance. And then when we have a chance, we do nothing to validate it.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like every opportunity that we have.
Let me see what I can find. I'm gonna find on my TV.
We what we need to do is, and I hate to say it, but we need to get out there and every person that we talk to, we come into contact with, that we're having a conversation with or anything like that, and they say anything about politics. Well, somebody I ain't gonna even bring that to. I'm gonna wait till the elections over. I almost say, even if James, I'm gonna say it like this: even if James Tarico lose the election, somebody gonna say, I knew he was gonna lose it. I knew he was gonna lose it. And then you asked him in the same breath, did you vote for him?
Yep.
Did you vote for him? And they throw their shoulders up. Well, I couldn't vote. I had to do this. I had to do that. They got all kind of excuses. But we started on this radio show, and when they started the primaries, that's what they got primaries for. You can vote every day. And you just have to take time out of your schedule to go vote. Some jobs give you opportunity to go vote.
But Ron, again, like we said earlier, that's not even the issue. The issue is the priority. They'll stand in line from 6 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock noon or 3 o'clock in the evening to get to Pair Jordan, which has no significance other than a personal thing. When you go and vote, you affect multiple things. You have the opportunity to impact a lot of things that go on in your own world.
You say you made a good point, Glass, because we'll go stand here in Houston, and you go to any restaurant on a Saturday at brunch time, and they standing in a line around the block for 2 and 3 hours, sitting in the line talking about how good the food's supposed to be and everything else, and they done heard it online, and they standing there and they fill it up for brunch. They drinking their champagne and orange juice and all the rest of that, and they won't go vote. And then you wonder how come the world looks like it does. How come you don't have representation? Well, you don't have representation because you're not participating in what makes changes. Like Glass just got through saying, we can get on here and run our mouth all this time, but at some point in our life, if we ain't never voted, you just move. Your lips are moving, but you ain't putting it ain't no action behind them.
That's
Riggins,
right.
if you can't find it, Riggins, I'm gonna look.
No, I'm fine. I got it. I'm adding a 24-hour channel right now, a news channel, Houston.
Because I know Steve Kornack on.
I got
Kanaki Cam. I see it. Kanaki Cam. I don't know if you started yet.
I got the news channel on now. Jasmine Crockett. James 53, Jasmine Crockett 46.
And they're gonna have a runoff in the Republicans, 42 to 0.8% for John Cornyn, 40.46.
But
and
go ahead.
And Weston Hunt, John Wesley Hunt, he only got 13% of the votes. So
we knew that.
Yeah.
We knew that.
So that's what I'm.
They haven't dropped Dallas County yet. When they drop Dallas County, I believe she can overcome him.
Here we go, Cameron County, Willamette County. The point is, Riggins, the point is, we shouldn't even have to be looking at the TV, because based on the way things going, it should be automatic win for whoever that's running.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Here's the thing, Glass, and I say it, and I know people get mad at me, but I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it I'm gonna move in a little bit closer, because y'all act like y'all get mad at me because I hear it all the time after I get off the air. You know, you wear the same colors she do. Maybe if y'all had a way to get all those red and white people, red and white sisters, those whatever those other colors that's out there, purple. Some of them have purple in them and all the rest. Male organizations and stuff like that. Y'all got enough people in those organizations where y'all can probably run the table, but y'all won't get out and vote for your own people.
They don't even support each other.
Y'all won't get out and vote for your own people, and then you stand up there and talk about them. But y'all brothers and sisters. Mm-hmm. But let some music come on. Y'all are getting in that line and dance and know everybody's dance. Y'all know every word to the song. Every what do they call them? I forgot what some kind of, I'm gonna say oath or whatever. I'm just gonna put, you know every word to that song, but you won't get up and get out and get the people to vote. And even if you did get out and vote, you need to be telling some of your other people, hey, did you vote? Sis, I know, sis or brother, I see you. I see you, but did you get out and vote?
But Ron, I've told my oldest daughter, if I'm down and out and it's voting time, make sure you go to the clerk of court office and get your dad a ballot, because I'm gonna vote till the day I die, because I owe that. I owe that to the people that came before me. Mm-hmm. And now I owe it to myself to make sure that I try to make life better for kids that's my daughter's age and younger, 32 and 26. You know, but at the end of the day, we were taught that. I think for the most part, a lot of people wasn't taught, because remember, they quit school. They got, for whatever reason, they weren't able to graduate. So as a result of not being able to graduate, some of the things were lost. And like you said, Ron, earlier, we were taught this big lie that go to college. Well, no, you should have went to HVAC school. You should have went to electrician school. Should have went to carpenter school. Should have went to plumbing school. You should have went to welding school. All of those people come out of school with little to no debt and make more money than people that's got a great debt, that's got a certification and or a degree or a special degree and something that's come out of college. I know that for a fact, because I deal with them every day. I've seen too many people that look like me that comes in the system for little to no reason. When you look across the street, such and such come in, they get their record expunged, they go offshore, and they're making $100,000, $200,000 a year, while this other person still serving time and or on probation or have an anchor monitor on. So when they go for a job, they can't get it because they're already basically marginalized. So I ain't telling you what somebody told me. I'm telling what I know.
Yes, sir.
That's what we end up doing. I see North Carolina has got a lot of, it's turning blue, Pastor.
Yeah, and let me tell you what, November come. November's coming. Trump knows it. He's trying to have us involved down in the war. They even think about trying to see how they can try to stop the election. November's on the way. You know how the preachers say Friday he died, but Sunday's on the way? Yeah.
Oh, Rick,
November's on the way.
But you know the election now is just a precursor for what they need to do to try to impact the general election. Right. So they're already out there loafing around, trying to use these tactics. And I don't understand what are we afraid of, Rick? We've went through the greatest atrocities that a person could go through. Yeah. Not us personally, but the people that from which we come from. What are we afraid of? We're afraid of progress.
Yeah. But I think the country's going back. People see the affordability issue, the wars, the Epstein files. The country's going to resoundingly in November. They're going to resoundingly. They're going to stomp out.
Rick, the only reason I'm afraid to agree with that, because this man, for whatever reason, they feel like he's the great hope, and everything that he's faced thus far, he's been able to overcome it. And like we've said before, the Dems still have not put out a greater message It's all about him.
What did he do in Fulton County? What did he do in Fulton County, Karen?
Karen, you know you're on the other end, so you're gonna have to tell us what he did in Fulton County. If you want to call in and tell us, let me see if I can do this.
Texas Senate primary becomes most expensive in history.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the deal, Ron. Think about this now. We know who's mentioned in the Epstein files more than anybody. But you depose Bill and Hillary.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on, man. It's the
and Hillary put it on him though.
Well, they both did.
At that time, tried to stroke fear in the hearts of the people in Atlanta. Oh yeah, they did. Because they went in there and brought up all them 2020.
Riggin, 65% reported, man. It's 53 to 45.
That's 65% though.
Who's that for Crockett or?
Yeah, that's of 100.
Yeah.
Rico.
So, yeah. So Harris County is Dallas County. They don't have the talent for that yet. So I'm not familiar with Texas breakdown, but hey, it is what it is.
200 some counties in Texas.
Yeah, but
the big ones are the big one, the Bear County, which is San Antonio, in El Paso, whatever that county is, Harris County in Houston, and Dallas County in Dallas. That's the big ones.
You know what I don't understand, and maybe y'all can help me understand. You got a person that's running for office, and she's a Democrat. You wait till 2 or 3 days before the election, before one of y'all get up off your butt and say, "Hey, come out and vote for Jasmine Crockett." Hey, Jasmine's a good person. Then you want to get around her and rally around her at the last minute. But when she needed you was at the beginning. When she needed you, I'm gonna say it, and I can back this up because I showed y'all last week. She needed somebody like Barack, Michelle. The only one that came to her aid at the last minute was Kamala Harris. And I have to take my hat off to Kamala because she did something that nobody else in that party had did.
So I didn't follow this. So you telling me that Barack? Let me show you.
Let me show you. I can show you better than I can tell you. Y'all hold that stage for a minute.
So Riggins, is that true?
I'm about to find out.
I mean, this is exactly why we deserted the party, Ron, because there's no unanimity.
Right. In other words,
James Tirico, who was on there a while back out of Texas.
Oh, that guy's good, right?
He's terrific. A really talented young man. And it does require a certain confidence in your actual conviction.
I want y'all to hear the whole thing because this is our hero right here, remember?
Rep James Tirico, who was on there a while back out of Texas.
Oh, that guy's good, right?
He's terrific. A really talented young man. And it does require a certain confidence in your actual convictions to debate and have a conversation with somebody who disagrees with you on a whole bunch of stuff.
What makes him so good, though? Because there is something grounded about him that you had it too.
I you know what? So in our foundation, a lot of the work that I do is working with young civic leaders, political leaders, journalists, human rights lawyers, not just here in the United States, but around the world. And one of the first things I say to them is, know what you really believe.
Right.
I think a guy like him, his starting point is, let me say what I believe. I think now more than ever, what people long for, and the word authenticity gets overused, I think. What people long for is some core integrity that seems absent. Just a sense that, the person seems to walk the walk, doesn't just talk the talk. There's this young state rep, James Tirico.
So Ron, so here would be my first question to him if I had the opportunity to ask him. Okay, here we are, a person who you're describing. Crockett has the same attributes, even greater. Why would you not support her?
Why would you not even bring up her name and say there was two people in the same race?
Well,
Why would
but why would you not support her when your ass had to go through the same thing and people gave you the same opportunity that you're trying to take away from her? I'm not saying to vote for her because she looked like him. I'm saying based on her qualifications and the things that she stood for, her authenticity.
she went to the? She got the same law degree like you say you have. She participated in some of the same stuff that you did. You rode in a Dodge car with holes in the floor. She done did that too. But you couldn't open your mouth during that conversation and say it's two people in this race in the state of Texas. You couldn't open your mouth and say that she's running. I might not like the way she handles herself or something like that, but she's running also. You're gonna focus in on and this was early on.
Well, here's the deal, Ron. I don't like the way you handle stuff. I don't like the way Riggins handle stuff. Y'all don't like the way. But if it come down to me having the opportunity to choose a person, I'm not standing on the sideline. I'm putting my voice out there. I'm supporting this person. He should have done that.
That's my exact point. So you sit back and then you want to build up this guy. We're gonna have another show. Come on, Pastor.
Those are subliminal messages that he sent out.
Mm-hmm.
And Mama always said, Riggins, sometimes silence says more than a noise.
Yeah, it appears to me, and I hate to say it.
And I ran across that by accident because I was out there. Go ahead, Pastor.
Decided that he think the best one that had a chance to win in Texas is the Anglo-American young man versus the African-American woman, and that's sad.
So what does it take for us to have the chance to be elected?
I know, it's just so sad. It appears to me.
But you in office. We came out of ditches. We came out of electrical fields. We came out of cane fields. We came everywhere to put you in office, but you won't support. I throw my hands up. When I seen that, I almost cried, Glass. When I got through hearing that conversation, I almost cried.
I'm going to go and do more research. Riggins, you do a little bit more. But if this is true, he's down a level or two for me.
Oh, man. What I seen he done, he looked at that guy and thought that guy was a younger version of him in Anglo-American. And then and the same, I'm telling you, I'm not agreeing with it. I'm not agreeing with it. I'm saying I'm trying to make a journalistic observation of what Barack Obama did. Remember now, after all said and done, Barack Obama's mama is white. Keep that in mind.
Riggins, I wouldn't give a damn if she purple.
I know. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. I'm not agreeing with it. I'm telling you what he did. And look at this guy and said, listen.
Rihanna said,
look what he says. Still fresh off the deal that Kamala lost too. He looking and saying, wait a minute. If I'm gonna, he's not doing it genuinely. I think as like you and I, like, okay, we're gonna support our sister. He sat there as a politician.
Well, Riggins,
as a politician, I believe the guy who got the better chance in Texas to win, the Democrat, is James Tirico.
Well, here's
right in doing that.
Riggins, here's my rebuttal to that. Maybe it's the same slave man mentality we talked about earlier. Maybe it's the fact that he don't want somebody else that look like him to have the same opportunities and the privilege that he has to rise to the top. Because you know there is a such thing. Hey, look, I made it. I don't want nobody else to make it. So the hell with what he's saying, man.
I think he caught himself trying to say
you can't get it.
And that's sad. If either way, if it's my way or Barron's way, it's not right.
But Pastor, you can't go in there and just say that he's the only one that's running when you know she was out there running. You know she's in the battle.
I think he's saying he trying to put that's his way of endorsing that guy without saying the word endorse.
He did endorse him. He called his name. He said,
if we agree with the endorsement or not, I'm thinking the reason why they endorsed him, he thinking that he had a better chance to win. And I don't agree with him, but I'm telling you what he did. I'm not saying he's right what he did. I'm telling you, just like if you were commentating on a football game or basketball game, I'm commentating on a political race right now. as a journalist, not as what I agree with. I'm saying what he did. I'm not saying I agree with what he did, but that's what he did, and it's sad.
Pastor, I'm gonna read what Brianna said and see if this helps you a little bit. They did the same thing to President Obama when Obamacare, affordable health care was passed. Was passed. So he knows what it's like, but he can't identify with nobody that's out there because at any time, and I know he's passionate. I know that he's smart enough because he's seen these races ran more than I have. I know that he has the ability to say, you know what, it's two people out there.
Yeah.
I prefer Tarico.
Well,
But he
Ron,
didn't even mention Jasmine Crockett. He didn't even mention that he had somebody that was running in the same race. Tarico, and let me tell you how bad this is, because Tarico didn't get into it till the last minute. Him and Beto O'Rourke and all the rest of them, that you heard that lady last week. He was supposed to be running for governor. He left and went to New York City and got with that lady, and that lady talked him into coming back running against Jasmine Crockett. All of a sudden, he running against Jasmine. Then he used Jasmine didn't say she was running till the last minute. Well, where the hell else was she going? That's a damn shame. I'm sorry. I don't make no excuses. When you do something like that and it's deliberate, I'm gonna call you out on it. Because I'm gonna tell you, just like they said when Jesse Jackson was standing up on that balcony, they called him out on it. But that don't take away from what Jesse did after then. But I'm telling you, what you do it with what he did for Tarico. If he would, can you imagine if him, his wife, all those guys that was out there got behind Jasmine Crockett early on and supported her and was 100% in her corner? Can you imagine what that would have did for her right now?
well, Ron, if the leader of the free world don't think enough to support her, how in the hell can you think anybody else gonna support her? That's the message that he
But
said.
what he's trying to say, listen, Obama is saying that he don't think Jasmine Crockett could beat John Cornyn. But he believes
Why?
you right.
Why?
Okay.
Hell, did nobody think he was going to win?
I'm not agreeing with it, Ron.
I'm just saying
You know what
nobody
I'm saying?
thought he was going to win. I didn't know who Obama was when we first started talking
I
about
know.
it. I had to go out there and do it. Who in the hell is Obama? Yeah, we didn't have that discussion a many times.
Right.
But he came out of there. You mean to tell me you can't reach down and pull somebody else up by the coattails? You
That's
can't
what
grab
They
them
ran
and
far away from they
pull them
could
up?
while white
You ain't
supremacists.
got so high and mighty now that you living in the Hamptons that you can't turn around and say, you know what, I'm gonna go down to Texas. We got this black girl down there. She's struggling. She's trying to do her thing. She got. I look at it in Congress. She has people behind her, but she can't have people behind her if she getting beat on both ends. If your own party is beating you down, and then you turn around and they lifting up this guy over you, and this guy ain't did nothing.
Well, so Ron, let's juxtapose what he just did or what we think he did or doing versus what Clarence Thomas is and has done on the Supreme Court. What's the difference?
Nothing.
We still ain't good enough. We still not electable. We can go to the most prestigious universities in the country, make all the academic ways we can. We still not good enough. Our own people saying that.
Our own people tear us down.
What he could have done, Rick, is he could have shut his damn mouth then. That's what he could have done.
Yeah. I'm not agreeing with what he did.
No,
I'm just explaining what he did.
I understand. I agree with you from the journalistic approach. I'm agreeing with that. But what I'm saying is that when do we have the opportunity to ever make gains when we don't have people inside the house supporting us?
That's right.
And for that, Barack, you did a disservice just like you did when you didn't fight to get your own Supreme Court justice on the Supreme Court.
Right.
You did the same thing when you started dealing with all these other issues that had no effect. Man, let me leave that alone.
I'm really, I'm gonna tell you something. I rocked with Barack, but when I seen that, It hurt to my heart because I even when we get on this show, we may not talk about Tarico, but we know he's out there. We at least mention his name in our
Let me
conversation.
tell y'all something.
That was a whole conversation where he didn't mention this girl's name one time.
There's an article that came out that says if Trump runs again, Barack gonna run again.
Trump ain't running again. Trump may not even make it through this.
I know, but there's an article that came out that said if he finds a way.
If we keep having people like Barack come out and do what they just did, as Glass say, this thing that we call a democracy, we might as well, when you get up from taking care of your business, you might as well just hit that button on that toilet and let it flush.
But Ron, let's take it deeper. What was Hakeem Jeffries? What was Cory Booker? What was James Clyburn? I mean, come on, man.
Where were the guys that are really in office already, right? They have that's already that Barack is sitting on the sidelines with a whole lot of power. But if you working with her in Congress,
if you remember, Ron, several shows prior to now, you remember I told you that some of the same people that's in that party, they were afraid to come out for her because of how she conducts her business, the way she chooses to conduct her business. They thought she was outlandish. They thought she was whacked out or whatever, which has nothing to do with her and her qualification. My question again to Barack is this. You had a qualified person to run for this office, to stick her neck out, to try to do the same thing that your ass done, and you neglected her.
Yeah, this is what Rihanna says. Representative Crocker has been vocally supportive of and inspired by the Obamas. It sucks what he did. That's right. The point of it is she's a personality is very vocal. She's up under Freddie Haynes III over there at West End Baptist in Dallas, and that book will preach every Sunday morning. Every Sunday morning, he preached Jesus and politics. He could wrap it up better than Jamal Harrison Brown. He goes in and don't let off of it.
What was Raphael Warnock?
You're right. See, all these guys, right? None of them can because they think that she's loud and you know and.
What was Maxine Waters?
Right. Nobody they don't like her personality.
Hold on, Riggins. Hold on. They went out for Mandami in New York.
I know.
They voiced opinion for him, but we never had nobody voice an opinion for us. We have to come up from the God.
I know. Yeah. I know. Hey, Baron, I'm running with you. And seeing Barack Obama, very shrewd politician. He read the same tea leaves that everything that Barron is saying. He saw that and said, "Wait a minute, none of these people in there saying nothing for her. I won't either."
Well, you know what, Harris?
Wait a minute. Y'all go ahead and talk because I'm gonna bring this lady up from last show because what Barack said, this is a telling tale behind. But let me get this. Y'all go ahead. We're gonna end the show. I'm gonna give it to you after this one.
Well, we're gonna see what those final things are because Dallas County in the close now.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to give you this. Let me see if I can find it. I want to find it because I gotta find it. I moved it. I don't know where I moved it to. God, let me find it because I'm not gonna look for it long, but somehow we missed the boat, man. I can tell you that we missed the whole boat because we allow people to tell us stuff. We allow people on the surface to tell us stuff.
What was Al Sharpton at, Riggins?
I know. That's what I'm saying.
But I bet you
point even better of what, even though I don't agree with Barack Obama, I know why he did what he did. He read the tea. He's a very shrewd politician. He says, wait a minute,
Pastor, he ain't got nothing.
No.
Let me just get this up because I really want to say something.
We don't agree with it. But like Baron Glass said, Barack Obama, once he started winning, he knew how to win. And like in other words, he's not gonna play, he's not gonna put himself out there if nobody else ain't putting himself out there. If half of those people was out there, he'd have brought up our name. I know it. If half of those people was out there saying something about her.
Why do you have why do you have to have a crowd to say something about somebody that you know trying to get into office?
Man, tell him I'm not agreeing with Barack. Tell him what Barack did.
But you're trying to justify it.
No, I'm not justifying it. I'm not justifying it. I'm saying giving you an observation of it.
Reagan's run. I know who would have been out there for.
Who?
I know who would have been out there for.
Who?
The Reverend Jesse Jackson.
He would have.
Say it.
If he could talk, yes. He couldn't even talk.
He would have moaned for something. What
Yeah,
Barack did wasn't moaning or nothing. He just anyway.
It was sit, yeah.
All-star statewide slate that was an easier opponent.
Wait. I want y'all to hear this from the beginning, Glass, and then we're gonna give it to Pastor and we're gonna close it out and we're gonna find out who won this election. But listen to this, Glass. You think you're mad now? Just listen to this.
What happened? I'm ready to spill the tea. Several of you have sent me this article from today in which James Tallarico says, I called Jasmine Crockett in July and she said she wasn't running. That's why I decided to run for Senate. As someone that was involved in discussions with all of the camps, Summer, I know that's not exactly true, so let's rewind. You see, for the first half of 2025, James was actually very committed to running for governor. That's what he had built his brand on being the anti-app. And it's already been publicly reported on that he was in conversation with Beto and Joaquin Castro to form this statewide slate. Castro saying, I'll run for attorney general since I'm the only attorney in the room. And it would have been a great slate, because think about it. Beto probably could not have gotten donors to buy into a rematch against Greg Abbott, but for a Senate run where he can show them that he's got a full slate supporting him, something that he didn't have in 2018, donors are ready to bite. And all three candidates would have benefited from Beto's massive infrastructure that he's built. Republicans would have also spent most of their money attacking him, and we probably could have snuck the other two through. But then in late spring, a consultant named Liz Smith flew Tallarico out to New York City. She wined and dined him, introduced him to some really big names. And when he came back, his staff has said they were caught completely off guard and shocked to hear him say that he no longer wanted to run for governor and was all in on running for Senate. All summer long, people worked to try to get this statewide slate to happen, knowing that it would be very hard to imagine a scenario in which we didn't win one or multiple of these seats. Still, James was set on running for Senate and told people Paxton was an easier opponent for him to face. So one seat instead of multiple seats for one man. When he launched, that was the end of discussions, and everyone was willing to put on a face and play team to support him. Enter Jasmine Crockett. And late fall, poll after poll was showing that she would have a huge lead if she entered the Democratic primary. To her credit, Crockett said she was going to run her own polling to look at how she would fare in general, particularly looking at if she could expand the electorate, something that she thought was key to winning a statewide seat in Texas. And it's important to remember that this was all happening at the same time as major gaps were being found in the Tallarico campaign. There was serious concern about whether or not he could actually carry the ticket. And so everyone played this game of will she, won't she? But by the end of November, it was clear that Jasmine Crockett would be entering this race. And so once again, discussions started to try to build this statewide slate again. But in order to do so, Tallarico would have to drop from the Senate race and move over to the governor's race. If he would agree to do so, there were multiple names ready to go that would file for other statewide seats to give us the best slate possible to make sure that we flip seats up and down the ballot in November. But at the advice of his consultants, whose experience is in federal campaigns, not state campaigns, he once again was the cog in the wheel when it came to getting a statewide slate. This was even after Crockett suggested they share internal polling to see who was truly best fit to run in the general election. And as someone who traditionally focuses primarily on our down ballot races and knows we have to win 14 state house seats before the 2030 census if Democrats want a chance at drawing those maps, was a big red flag in a sea of flags that I'd already talked to the campaign about. So that's the tea, and that's one of the reasons why you started to see a change in my coverage of the Senate race.
You heard it.
Now, one thing that we got to stick to the truth. He got into the race first, and then she got into it after him in November. And it's because of the fact that she got into that race once they said that she couldn't run for that there was when the Supreme Court upheld that that's eliminating her district up there. And that's the sad thing about it.
Pastor, can I tell you? Can I say something? Maybe you missed the part about it. It was a group of people that he flew to New York and he came back. Now, based on what Barack was, and I don't want to put him in that room. She said it was a bunch of high dignitaries within that room. How high can you get?
Right. But remember now, but Jasmine wasn't in the race yet, though.
Well, he wasn't running for the Senate seat either.
Right. He was going to run for governor. Then
he was slated to run for governor.
Right, but then he came back and then after that, then in November she jumped in the Senate race. After they passed a thing that was going to that they was going to redistrict those deals, and it's just unfortunate.
Well, Regan, let's take the position that you said. Did Barack, as the so-called leader, did he reach out to Crockett's camp to find out what he was doing?
He should have helped out, right? He should have helped out. Yeah.
So it's no excuse.
Right,
what I'm gonna do right now is what I hate to do, but I'm looking at 53 the 45 down, almost 10 points run, I'm saying Tallarico is going to come out the victor, because if you depended on us and to go out in the Dallas counties and all that, because some of those people in Dallas County, guess what they're going to do? Just like Barack, they're not going to support her, they're going to support him. So it's a lost cause, man.
And based on what you just got through saying, let me ask you a question. So Tariqa won this election. He was set up. He had everything going in his way. He had money, and he had these people behind the doors, prominent Democrats and everybody, and set up. He went to New York City and all the rest of that. So he get in the general election with whoever wins on the Republican side, and he loses. What do we do? What did you accomplish? What did you accomplish?
I think they're thinking older Anglo-American man. That's been there a long time, status quo. John Cornyn. Ken Paxton definitely beat him because he's a criminal crook. But, you know, not even Trump, not even endorsing Ken Paxton. That's what they're trying
but
to
he's gonna have to endorse him. He's gonna have to endorse him if he wins.
I know. But I'm just saying.
So tell me, what did we accomplish? What did Barack do? He basically told a black woman to sit down somewhere. You ain't good enough to be in that office. I'm not gonna support you. I'm gonna build up your candidate on the opposite side of the aisle. And what does that sound like? That sounds like, and I'm gonna do it because I can do it. It sounds like somebody in the big house and somebody out in the fields trying to get into the big house. And you gonna bring somebody else in before you bring the person in that's actually telling you what to do in the big house.
Well,
that's crazy.
Ron, I may be wrong as two left shoes, but if Crocker don't win, I'll stay out the conversation, stay out the race. I wouldn't endorse nobody. If you want to win on your own.
That is crazy, man. I just, you know, I'm not upset. Let me just say that he won't be Paxton. The good old boys will come out for him and order their wives to do the same. And she's telling the truth, and that's exactly what's going to happen. And you had the opportunity to get on board, but you didn't choose. And this, and let me tell you, y'all may be mad at me, but I'm gonna say it like it is. This is the second time you did that to a black woman. When they first endorsed Kamala, your ass ran away and didn't endorse it, didn't want to say anything toward, and then you come back at the end, and then all of a sudden you want to get on board. Well, you did the same exact thing. So a leopard don't change his spots.
And that's what a coward does.
It ain't no politics in that. It ain't no long-term picture in that. Because if Tarico go up and lose against this man, that's what was going to happen.
And Riggins, Tallarico is up almost by 120,000 votes.
It ain't going to make it up.
I told y'all Barack Obama mama is white. I just close out by seeing it.
Man,
man, you know.
We're going to tell the whole truth. Put all of it involved in it.
You know what? Let me just share this, and I said this a long time ago. Glass, I know you didn't heard me. Pastor, you didn't heard me. Rihanna, you didn't heard me. See, when you can go into a place and not be accepted, but your mama can take you home and drop you off and walk into that same place that y'all just left, and nobody say nothing to them, you can't identify with a person that couldn't go in there. You can't identify with what that person went through. You only identify because you had the best of both worlds. Your mama could drop you off and your mama could go in for you and never hear a word about it. But if they found out that she had your little black ass, they'll treat her worse than they treat me.
That's what I was telling y'all from the beginning.
So you tell me, why the hell can't you go out and because I'm going to leave that alone. I got to leave it alone.
Well, Riggins, it's over with for her, man. I'm calling it now.
I don't know what's next.
Because if we depending on what we depending on, if you look at history, it ain't working. The math ain't math.
Let me get this vent off, and then Pastor, I'm gonna give it to you, and I'm not gonna cuss because I know you're getting ready to pray. I don't know what's wrong with you above the north of the Mason-Dixon line, but down here in the South, we done went through some things. We didn't have stuff just given to us. We had to do some things to get where we're at. We had to bend and make things happen. But somehow y'all figure y'all got up to the north and y'all don't understand what's going down here in the South. And I say that about the way y'all handle politics. And I know I know I'm gonna get some people mad, but I'm just telling you, the message that y'all sent is totally different than the message that was what we took on in the South. It wasn't
Ron,
never easy.
I'm gonna say this: until there's any form of unity in the Democratic Party, you're gonna continue to be discombobulated the way that you are now.
And then they got nothing, as we always say, Pastor. We run to this victim statement. It was a white man. It was them. You know, they ain't doing nothing to us. We're doing it to ourselves. Because if you just heard what I just put out there, and anytime that you sit down in the room that you can't bring up another black person, and you raising the level of this other person, and it ain't a black and a white thing, it's a I be damn thing. I don't give a damn about you.
There's no difference between him and Stephen A. Smith.
Nothing. Nothing. It ain't nothing. Pastor, you know when you're going down the road, if you got one mule pulling this way and you got one mule pulling the other way, that wagon ain't going nowhere.
That's right.
Am I right?
Yes, sir. Hey, but
and to use another analogy, you can take a horse to all the water in the world, but if he refuses to drink, he's gonna die right there.
And that's what happened on a trail ride.
He's gonna die right there. So I'm just
on a trail ride groups. Yeah.
Come on, Pastor.
Oh man.
Glass, it was nice to see you on the show, man.
Riggins, look, hold on. In Harris County, Tallarico got 93-some thousand votes. She ain't got but 114,000. You can't make it up, brother. It's over with.
She had 114 versus 93. What about Dallas County? Dallas.
She can't make that up. She can't make that up, Riggins. She can't make it up.
Riggins, it's 747,000 to 677,000.
Who
Tallarico.
Tallarico beating her in Dallas County?
No. That's the overall.
What she got in Dallas County?
Let me get some comments up, and Pastor, you take it. We'll come out for Pastor. Yeah, you're right. That's it, bro. That's it.
Yeah, what?
And somebody say exactly right.
That's
I want to cover this because Karen said this, and she stayed up late. But she's right. I shouldn't have called her a girl, and that was me. So I take that, Karen. But she is a woman, and evidently nobody else.
Crockett got 116,452 votes. Tarico got 73,000 votes.
Where?
In Dallas County right now.
That ain't enough to overcome.
116,452, 60%. Tarico 38%.
You know, I'm gonna give it to you, Pastor. But I want to say this before I give it to you. You just go ahead and close this out, Pastor, because we got to get out of here. We didn't stay on here long enough. But I want to say this: out of all the airways that I heard out there, I heard her name mentioned a couple of times about the race that was going on here in Texas. Most of the fight that I heard came from Roland Martin because he was in her district. Roland Martin used his airways to promote Jasmine Crockett. He did everything that he possibly can. I give him that fight. But I'm gonna tell you, I can't even look at Barack the same way. And I don't care. You could call it whatever you want to call it. I can't even look at him I can't even look at him the same way. I don't see a person with a basketball that bounces.
Well, Riggins, it would be like, I know you personally. I know what you're made of. I know what your mark is. Somebody running against you that's Ivy League. But I'm not going to come out and voice my concern for Riggins' campaign. I'm not going to say nothing about, how would you feel about me?
Man, I would say, man, why
Let's just put that in. Let's
why
put that in perspective.
you think Barack knows Crockett personally?
No, I don't think he know it. You know why? Because Glass just said it. When you call yourself in the Ivy League, you have different type of friends.
Right.
You
Right.
make different type of friends. But
Thinks-
see, here's a girl that came out of HBCUs
Right.
that made something of herself. Her mother was a postal worker. Her father did something else. I forgot what it was. He's a minister. But somebody that came from the ground roots up, travel, went everywhere. Tarika wasn't even in Texas half the time when she was here. She was traveling back and forth to DC to attend meetings that she had to be a part of. And Tarika, where was he? And he still won. Help me.
He made some very clever commercials. Stuff like, man, it's
Because he had the money from the people that was giving it to him. Jasmine was getting $5 and $10 from normal everyday people.
African Americans gonna fight 5 times harder. That's why Jesse Jackson changed the whole context of even the Democratic Party in 1984 and 88, the way they had to count the delegates. And then they was trying to do that against Barack Obama. That's when I became independent. They was trying to get rid of Hillary Clinton, but he had the super delegates to fight back for him.
No, he had us to fight back for him.
Yeah, us, right, us, because but us, by us fighting back, they had to give them the super delegates.
Well, Riggins, here's a question. Simple as this. Tallarico was a state elected official, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jasmine Crockett was a United States congressman, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So she should have automatically started out on third base because she already had the federal electorate. Again, like I said before, they are afraid of her because they can't control her, because they can't tell her what to do. They can't tell her how to do it. She's one of these young millennials that they have their own roadmap. What's wrong with that? It's nothing wrong with creating your own road path. And for Obama to do what we're presuming that he has done, I'm out on her.
Let me tell you what happened though. What he did to her is what he did to Bobby Rush too, though. See, Bobby Rush was a U.S. congressman that had beat Barack Obama to be in Congress. Then when Bobby Rush wanted to run for Senate and Barack Obama was a state senator, he went across and beat Bobby Rush from under the state, even though Bobby Rush was already a congressman. He tried that same concept in his mind with Tallarico. Whether we agree with it, I'm telling you, I'm just giving you the whole. I'm just commentating on everything I'm seeing.
No, people don't know that.
Wrong.
They don't know that whole story about Bobby Rush. And one day we're gonna have a conversation about it. But today I'm gonna tell you, you heard it with your own ears. You ain't seen nobody else bring that up nowhere. But today you heard it with your own ears, and you heard somebody. And I'm gonna say you might not like the messenger that it came from me. You may not like Pastor Riggins. You may not like Byron Glass, but you heard it with your own ears. And I didn't go out there and make this up. It ain't AI or nothing like that. He sit down and had a conversation. Mm-hmm. And that was the conversation. So if this young lady is losing tonight, part of his that blame goes on him. Come on, Pastor, give us a prayer. Because
Hey guys, tonight we covered a lot of ground. There's a scripture that says, Paul says, they're fighting without and fighting within. There's war on the outside and war on the inside. Right now, we're fighting the war on the outside against Iran, an illegal war, in my estimate. But on the inside, we're fighting the war among ourselves. A war for who's going to have control of this country. Will it remain a democracy? And inside of that war, in the Democratic Party, there's a war going on where, like Barry Glass said, they're divided. And a house divided against itself cannot stand. We've got to get our stuff together before November 2026 if we want this country to remain a democracy. And it starts with the Democratic Party getting on the same page. That's all I have to say.
No, please say a prayer for those guys and girls.
Yeah, we're going to pray for Karen's daughter-in-law, and other people in harm's way. God, you're the God of all comfort and the God of all protection, God of grace and mercy. Nothing catches you by surprise. So the war didn't catch you by surprise. But it caught us, some of us off guard, and then their families, they're stuck in harm's way. We actually put your protection around these young people. They signed up to protect the country. They signed up to be loyal to our Constitution and to the military, and now they got a job to do, but their lives are at stake. Only you can provide the protection. Oh, the Army has the procedures. They have all of the different strategies, the weapons and everything. But if you don't protect them, it still will fail. We're asking for your covering over these people. Lord, we speak out against the evil that we see here. There's evil on all sides because the love of money is the root of all evil. Greed, lust, and just corruption. We ask for your intervention. Then look at our country in which we're trying to make decisions in the ballot box and for the leadership and for our own democracy. 250 years. Rome, Greece, other great empires only lasted 200-some years, and they met their demise. You know why? Because the only kingdom that's going to ever be established is the kingdom of God. But we live in this country, and we don't want to be caught up in something in which we're living in destruction and failure and fear and hurt. We ask for your protection. We ask for your courage and your guidance. We leave this platform without your presence. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank God, thank God, thank God. And I always say that, but I'm gonna tell you something. You're gonna need a lot more of that prayer, Pastor, because the way I feel right now, I feel disgusted. I really feel hurt. And Glass said it. Glass said it a long time ago. He said she's not gonna win. Can't win when you got when you playing dominoes and somebody got all the fives and they holding them on the table. Can't win. Can't win when somebody got all the aces and they holding them on the table and they won't let you play your card. You can't win.
You can't
win
this thing is somebody else got all the draw fours. And the Uno.
Yeah. But here's the thing. If we keep on going down this path where our own people are destroying us, the factions in the Democratic Party are destroying themselves because everybody wants to be in control. Nobody wants to step back and let the leader take place. But it ain't nobody at the top that we can follow because none of them came out to support this young black girl that struggled her way through school, went through an HBCU, just like you say you want to do you want your own kid to do. She struggled. She made a name for herself. She came out of nothing, and she made it. Now you too well to do. Anyway, Pastor, I'm gonna say good night. You have the last word. We getting out of here. I'm done.
Hey man, Ron, I'm dissatisfied. We can go. We can turn off live. We can continue the discussion, man. I'm just because there's some things I want to say that we don't need to say on the air.
Pastor, come on. Anything else you want to say?
That's it.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna follow Pastor. I'm gonna say that's it. Good night, everybody. Y'all have a good night.